What's going on, guys? So many people are leaving America, and it's not just America, it's also the Western world. America, Canada, England, I believe even just the Western world. The Western world, the system that the West has built is crumbling, and the people that are at the top, they're no longer making things easy for us, so there's been reports that about like 10 million people have left the West. That's Canada, America, United Kingdom. 10 million people just got up and left. Anybody that has the money, that has the wealth, anybody that can afford to leave, they will leave the country and go somewhere more affordable, go somewhere more peaceful, go somewhere where there's not so much like political unrest, right? The political tension is not as intense. People just want peace of mind. The way that the West has become, like the political divide, the cost of living and everything. And forget about the cost of living. We don't even have like a decent culture anymore. A family culture, a friendship culture, a dating culture. We're losing that too. So when, it's understandable that, people can't afford certain things, but when even like the people around you, when you feel disconnected with the people around you, what are you gonna do? You're gonna start making changes to your life, and everything has become so screwed up that people are looking for an option. So millions are going to be leaving Western countries. They're gonna go to Africa, to Latin America, to Asia, to wherever, Eastern Europe, you name it. But it's happening, man. It's happening. And before before it gets oversaturated, I say gotta make the move now.
All right, y'all. So I had a kind of an epiphany today, or this morning rather. I've always kind of thought about it, but never really put any really main feelings behind it. But I've just realized, man, ever since I graduated college years ago, America has been just moving the goalposts further and further and further. So as soon as I feel like I'm getting caught up, where I'm gonna start excelling in life, I'm in my mid-30s now, they just keep pushing the goalposts, and they just make it harder and harder. And now with housing prices, it's like, what's the point? Especially being a first generation, we're supposed to be better off than previous generations. Now they're just making it harder and harder and harder. And at a certain point, it's like, is America really worth living in? Because if you think about it, most people are only living here for money. They're not living here because they want to live here. They live here because it's where they make money. A lot of people, a lot of immigrants, that's the only reason why they see America as a job opportunity, and then they go back home. They build what they want back home. So I'm in this turmoil right now, where I feel like maybe if I give myself another year, maybe when my lease ends, maybe it's time for me to step away from America for a while and maybe move somewhere else. I do have an option to go back to a different part of the world if I wanted to. So I think that may be an option for me, just because I don't just care about money. I'm not a flashy type, so I'm not gonna sit there and work so hard just to impress people or show off. And I'm not that kind of person. Like, life shouldn't be this difficult just for a paycheck. But I don't know, what do you guys think? I know I'm not the only one that's thinking about leaving America.
Americans leaving America to live the American dream. Are we Americans living the American dream? I see that a lot of people are leaving and going to different countries because they feel like the struggle is so bad in America. They indeed feel that we do have a lot of opportunities for education and stuff, but once we make a certain amount of money, it's like you're still only working to pay bills. Like everything is so expensive, from the cable to the internet, the cars, where you live. And they feel like you can go to Thailand, Belize, all those different places and live a simple life. So what's going on in America? Like, how are things so inexpensive in other countries? The rent is so high here, when they like the rent in those different countries are little as nothing. So y'all tell me, what's going on? How can things be so much different in price? Are we Americans living the American dream? And if not, why not? Like, what we need to do?
Americans are leaving the U.S. more than ever before. But why? We left America 2 years ago, and today we'll be telling you guys 3 reasons why we left America. Reason number 1, which I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate, the cost of living. The average cost of living in America is $1,500, but in Thailand, it's $1,000 for a luxury house and $200 to $500 for a 1-bedroom apartment. Once we realized that our money could go further in other countries, we left immediately. We had what you could call the American dream. We had the house, the cars, and even had a dog. But that just wasn't enough. Something was just missing. Reason number 2, boring atmosphere. Ever since COVID, things have just been different. We started watching a lot of travel YouTube, and we realized there's a whole new world out there that we don't know about. We were this close to going to Mexico, but we realized we wanted something different, something the average American doesn't see. It's insane that 52% of Americans do not have their passport. Reason number 3, safety. Not saying everywhere in America is dangerous, but out of 100,000 people, at least 380 of them are subject to a violent crime. And you can literally kill someone and get out within hours like nothing happened. So we chose the peaceful route and started traveling to countries where crime is little to none. Living without worrying about your safety should definitely be normalized.
We left the United States a little over a week ago, and I am so grateful. I'm so thankful to have gotten both of our children, both girls, out of the United States. It is scary over there, and I didn't think we'd be able to leave. We're not the type of people who have a bunch of money. We didn't come from money. I didn't think it was in the cards for us, but we did it, and I'm very proud of us. But one thing that I feel like not a lot of people discuss is how emotional it is. It's emotional in a good way, like, oh, thank goodness we did it, we're out. We're so proud of ourselves, right? But it's also emotional in you're leaving behind everything that you've ever known. The life that you've always lived, the places you've known, the places you've eaten at, the places you've visited, gone. Everything you've known does not exist. That's really hard. We are originally from Texas. We lived there for over 30 years. I did. And then we moved to California, lived there for 2 years, and now we are currently in Albania for a little while, and we'll figure out our next steps. Our end goal is Spain. And life is very different. Life is very different here. It's different from anything we've ever known. It's very emotional. It's very emotional. It's very hard. I've cried a lot. We've only been here not even a week, and I've cried most nights because I think of the memories that we will no longer get to have. I think of the view from outside of our apartment in California and what it might look like in the weather, what it is right now. I think about my family living their life in Texas and going to like H-E-B and Whataburger and just continuing life. And like, I'm not doing that. I think about people walking in and out of Target. Like, it's things like that. I know it seems small, it seems insignificant, but once you cannot do those things anymore because they don't exist where you are, it makes you emotional. So it's been an adjustment for sure, and we're still adjusting. We're just barely getting on a semi-normal sleep schedule, and the memories keep trickling in, and I cry a lot, especially at night when it's quiet and still. It'll be okay, and I know it will. If you'd like to follow me here, we're going to talk about how we did it. We do not, like I said before, we do not come from money. We're not rich. We don't even really have any sort of savings. We just kind of said, let's get out of here, and dipped. There's things that we did that we would have never done before or would condone doing necessarily. You know, we were the type that paid our bills on time and blah, 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 blah. And we did what we had to do.